The New Mexico sun hung like a copper disk in the cloudless sky, casting long harsh shadows across the dried earth of Blackwater Ranch. Cole Morgan stood motionless on his porch, one hand resting on the weathered oak railing, the other hovering inches from the colt at his hip. 50 yards away, 3 riders approached slowly, dust trailing behind their horses like smoke. Cole narrowed his eyes. Those weren't his men from the northern pasture. The strangers' horses, 2 bays and a palomino, bore unfamiliar brands. Horse thieves had grown bold lately. "That's far enough," Cole called, his voice slicing through the desert stillness. The riders halted. Their leader, a gaunt man with a pockmarked face, flashed a yellow-toothed grin. "Just passing through, mister. Thought we might water our horses." Cole's gaze drifted to the palomino's raw, crusted brand, fresh, stolen. "Those Appaloosas from the Henderson place?" he asked quietly. He already knew the answer. The air shifted. The leader's hand twitched toward his holster. "I wouldn't," Cole warned. 3 heartbeats later it was over. The leader drew first, a sloppy, panicked motion. Cole's draw was smooth, practiced, deadly. The colt barked twice, and 2 men toppled from their saddles. The third rider whirled away and vanished into the heat shimmer. Cole didn't pursue. The desert had a way of claiming what needed claiming. Rodriguez, Cole's ranch hand, emerged from the barn with a rifle. "Want me to go after him, boss?" "No need," Cole said, holstering his weapon. "Enough blood for one day." Rodriguez nodded toward the bodies. "I'll get the boys to take care of them." Cole's gaze drifted to the far-off mountains. 9 years after Appomattox, and still he couldn't escape killing. The memories of Shiloh and Antietam clung to him like old ghosts. "Never thought I'd be burying men in peacetime," Rodriguez said quietly. Cole's jaw tightened. Peace is just what they call it when fewer men are dying. 3 days later, Cole rode the northern boundary of his property. Soldier, his black Morgan stallion, carried him confidently through rough scrub. Cole had been tracking strays since dawn, but the hoofprints he followed now told a different story, fresh, frantic, mixed with signs of a struggle. At the mouth of a ravine, Cole dismounted. Bullet casings glittered among the rocks, military-issue Winchester rounds. Blood stained the dirt. Too much blood. Soldier nickered nervously. Cole advanced with his Colt drawn. Beneath an overturned wagon, he spotted movement, a flash of fabric. He lifted the shattered wood and found a young Apache girl, no more than 7, clutching a crude doll. Her dark eyes were wide with terror. "Easy," Cole murmured, holstering his weapon. He offered his canteen. After hesitation, hunger overcame fear, and she drank greedily. A distant whinny echoed through the ravine. Cavalry horses. Cole swept the child into his arms, mounted soldier, and slipped into a thicket. Moments later, 6 soldiers rode past, led by a stiff-backed lieutenant whose polished boots suggested he rarely ventured far from the fort. They rode on, unaware. When the dust settled, the girl tugged Cole's jacket and pointed toward the distant mountains. "Mama," she whispered. Cole's heart sank. "We'll find her," he promised, unsure if he could. That night, Cole laid the exhausted child in his own bed. A knock sounded at the door. Sheriff Mason Jenkins, an old war friend, stepped onto the porch. "Heard you found an Apache girl," he said, eyeing the child. "Word travels fast. Cole, a village was wiped out 3 days ago. Pacification, they're calling it. Led by Colonel Victor Harmon." Cole's face darkened. He had served under Harmon in Virginia, had seen him execute civilians and call it necessity. Mason lowered his voice. "If that child is from the raided village, Harmon will come for her. You're harboring what the army calls an enemy combatant." Cole gestured at the sleeping girl. "Does she look like a combatant to you? You know it doesn't matter to men like Harmon. Be careful." Just before dawn, Soldier gave a warning whinny. Cole slipped to the window with his rifle. A figure crept toward the barn. The door burst open. A lithe shape lunged at him, knife flashing. Cole dodged, slammed his rifle butt into the attacker's arm, and pinned them against the wall. A small cry froze him. "Mama!" The Apache girl ran toward them. Cole stepped back as the attacker, now revealed as a woman, fell to her knees, clutching her daughter. The reunion was silent, desperate. When the woman finally looked at Cole, her expression held both gratitude and distrust. "You saved her," she said in accented English. "I found her hiding after the massacre," Cole replied. "I'm Cole Morgan. I am Elena. My daughter is Sarah." A single word changed everything. "Soldiers." A shot blasted through Cole's window. He dragged Elena and Sarah to the floor as bullets tore through the doorway. "U.S. Cavalry," a voice bellowed. "Surrender the Apache woman and child." Cole shoved aside a rug, revealing the trapdoor to his cellar. "Down. Now. You will be killed," Elena warned. "Not planning on it." As they climbed down, Cole shouted from the window, "You have no authority here, Harmon." A cruel laugh answered. "Still defending savages, Morgan. You always were weak." Before Cole could reply, gunfire erupted from behind the cavalry line. Mason Jenkins and 3 deputies were attacking from the rear. "Go!" Cole shouted. "To the barn." Elena and Sarah scrambled from the cellar. Mason appeared, blood staining his shirt. "I've sent word to Thomas Red Eagle. His people will hide you. Go north through Devil's Canyon." Cole wanted Mason to come with them, but the sheriff shook his head. "Someone has to make this look believable. Get the treaty to Governor Axtell." "What treaty?" Elena pulled a leather pouch from her dress. Inside was a folded deer hide document marked in Apache symbols and English. "A peace treaty written by my husband, Chief Cheyenne. It promises shared hunting grounds, and holds a map to sacred gold. Harmon killed my people to take it." Cole's grip tightened. "Then we'll get it to the right hands." For 3 days they traveled through canyon country, dodging patrols and hiding their tracks. Elena told Cole of the massacre, how she and Sarah had been separated, how Harmon had murdered her husband and her people. Cole listened quietly. When she asked why he helped her, he answered simply, "I stopped believing in sides. Only people." At dawn of the 4th day, cavalry ambushed them atop a ridge. As they fled toward a slot canyon, Elena's horse was shot out from under her. Cole hauled her onto Soldier and grabbed the fallen treaty pouch. They raced into the canyon, only to find a sheer rock face sealing the end. "A dead end," Cole muttered. "No," Elena said, pointing to a narrow crack in the stone. "A sanctuary. But you cannot follow." Cole checked his ammunition. 6 rifle rounds. 9 pistol rounds. "Go. I'll hold them." "You will die." "Maybe. But you will live." Elena pressed her forehead to his, a gesture of deep Apache respect, then vanished into the hidden passage with Sarah. Cole dug in behind a boulder. The first soldier to enter fell instantly. The second dove for cover. Cole fought with deadly precision, but his rifle soon clicked empty. He drew his knife. Then came more whoops. Apache warriors descended from the canyon rim, arrows and bullets raining onto Harmon's troops. In the chaos, Cole faced Harmon himself. "You're a traitor to your race," Harmon snarled, raising his saber. "And you to your uniform," Cole replied. Their fight was brutal, close, and bloody. At last, Harmon knocked the knife from Cole's grasp and lifted his saber for the killing blow. An arrow struck his shoulder. Another pierced his chest. Harmon collapsed. Behind him stood Elena, bow in hand, Sarah beside her. Apaches do not abandon allies, she said. Thomas Red Eagle and his warriors arrived moments later. After speaking with Elena and reviewing the treaty, the elder nodded. Cole was permitted, unprecedented, to come to their camp to heal. 2 weeks later, Cole stood before Governor Axtell in Santa Fe. Elena stood beside him. "These are serious accusations," the governor said, examining the treaty and the evidence. "Colonel Harmon massacred an entire village for gold," Cole said. "We want justice." Sheriff Mason stepped forward. "Reports were falsified, sir. The Apache never attacked anyone." The governor sighed heavily. "The army won't like this." Cole answered, "There's always resistance to truth." And for the first time in years, he felt the war within him begin to quiet.